In the end, the executive had no choice but to accept the judgment of the People's Court. The restoration of deposed judges, including Iftikhar Chaudhry as Chief Justice, is being described as the beginning of a new era. Our correspondent Shahzad Raza recaps the dramatic reinstatement and wonders which road the sumo icon will take this time.
People's power may be a cliched term, but once again it resonated with remarkable effect in Lahore on Sunday. The result is that Iftikhar Chaudhry is back as the Chief Justice, and so too his deposed brother judges. After effects of the street sentiment led to many late-night meetings in the corridors of power, one of which paid off eventually.
अजीज हमवतनों, मैं सदर पाकिस्तान और अपने वादे के मुताबिक जनाब इफ्तिखार मोहम्मद चौधरी साहब समेत तमाम मज़ूल जज साहबान की उनके ओहदों पर बहाली का ऐलान करता हूँ.
But milestones always come with a price, and the nation had been paying the price since March 9, 2007, when General Musharraf suspended the Chief Justice. Although the decision eventually turned out to be Musharraf's Waterloo, the journey itself seemed like a never-ending agony for the nation. Even after forming government last March, the People's Party endured a torrid time before aligning itself with the popular demand to reinstate the judges. The dramatic Monday morning end to the saga has invoked an overwhelming sense of relief.
This is a historic moment for the people of Pakistan after the restoration of the judiciary, and I think the objective of this long march is it has been achieved. Now we must move ahead, rather we just gone back into the litigation.
After the euphoria of the executive order dies down, the focus will likely shift to the cases which many believe first shot Iftikhar Chaudhry to fame, then caused his downfall. The coming days would offer a challenging ride, not only for the government, but also for the superior judiciary under Chief Justice Iftikhar Chaudhry. Whether or not he takes up high-profile but controversial cases pertaining to the National Reconciliation Ordinance, missing people, and emergency imposed by General Musharraf, he will be watched with keen interest. However, the spokesman of the reinstated Chief Justice is certain that the top judge will be true to his calling.
He is an impartial judge. He's always acted as an impartial judge. He will never sit on a bench in which, if any person would even suspect that he might be biased, he will not sit on any such bench.
Whatever Iftikhar Chaudhry chooses to do, for now, peace has made an emphatic return to the streets. Shahzad Raza, Dawn News, Islamabad.
Now, it was an exciting day for lawyers in Karachi. There were celebrations at the Sindh High Court, the City Court, and even the Press Club. Our correspondent Faria Idris asked some of the frontrunners of the lawyers' movement why they were still a bit skeptical.
Today is a day which they have been waiting for these past many months, but with very apparently is a tinge of skepticism which is still there. It has been a long struggle for the lawyers fraternity, and the good news seems to have put them in a mood where it almost seems too good to be true.
We have not yet examined the notification, whether it is a case of restoration or whether it is a case of reappointment as that of other judges who were appointed in the month of September and August 2008.
They should have immediately reinstated, and Justice Iftikhar Chaudhry should have assumed the office of the President as of today.
Karachi and Chief Justice have a history of their own. It was the bloody day of 12th May 2007 when several people died in violence as Justice Chaudhry was trying to address the Bar Association. Later, he did deliver a speech in the city. But for many, today is the final outcome of a day which was long due, and there is every reason to celebrate. The restored judges, Justice Shahir Alam and Justice Maqbool Baqir, congratulated their supporters and colleagues at the Bar Association. Earlier on, we also spoke to a few lawyers, in particular the ones who have been a very active part of the lawyers movement, and asked them how are they feeling. Most of them said that they are feeling happy, also a bit tired because it's been a long struggle, not only this long march but the struggle which has been going on for the last 2 years. but also they are a bit dubious in their words. Not very far from the Bar Association, the routine work continued at the court with cases being heard. But there was a sense of jubilee in the air and it seemed like everyone had an opinion.
Things will change slowly, but things are going to change. But let us see what type of notification is going to be issued.
Because of the movements of the advocates, this wrong has been corrected.
On the other side, the arrested lawyers got out of jail and there were also celebrations at the city court and even the press club. While the lawyers at the forefront of the movement have been seasoned personalities, there has been a lot of young blood in the background which has been propelling the movement. The young lawyers were very optimistic about the future.
You see, it is a landmark decision for the entire country, I must say, particularly for the cause of independent judiciary, particularly for the young lawyers. Why? Because now we see that some icons are there. Now we see that independent judiciary can work.
Yes, I have found a lot of change in this profession because it's an historic event in the history of Pakistan.
Of course, people's perception has changed because the people on our call, they have come forward and with the help and assistance of the people and civil society, we have been able to achieve the target.
But there were also litigants who said they had been tired of the struggle and it is high time the lawyers were sent back to the courts rather than being on the streets. But for the time being, it's celebration time for the lawyers. Faria Idris, Dawn News.
Now the government has decided to restore the deposed judges, and the next big issue likely to crop up is that of the Sharif brothers' disqualification. The government has said that it will file a review petition with the Supreme Court. So how will the restoration affect the Sharif's political chances? Our senior correspondent Sana Ahmed spoke with prominent lawyer leader Munir Malik about this.
Once the review petition in the disqualification case, in the Sharif's disqualification case, comes up before the Supreme Court, what then?
Well, it's unfortunate, that this hour the government has, both sides have tied the issue of the review with the issue. There is no linkage as such, but to have made this simultaneous announcement. It only fortifies the widely held view that the Dogar court was not impartial. To say that this will be handled by the federal government now filing a review, the detailed reasons were not there at the time that this announcement was made. How could both sides assume what was the error apparent on the face of a judgment that was to be delivered? So that appears to be part of a brokered deal, and if anything, it reinforces the Sharif's position that the disqualification was an engineered verdict. It's an admission of guilt.
And that's it?
Then hopefully in the same manner that it was procured, the review will also be procured.
Thank you. That was Munir Malik. It seems that the worst may not be over because there seems to be a series of crises which are just to come. Back to the studio.
Well, still to come on Dawn News, a look at the latest action from the world of sport, including after